All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the October Real Talk about real estate. My name is Michelle, and I am one of the marketing leads for the ABR designation. Today, I am joined by Karen Stang, who is a broker and owner of Carriage Realty Inc. in Minnesota. This month, we're talking about how we show appreciation for our buyer clients. As a reminder, we are live, so if you have any questions or just want to say hi, leave us a like or a comment on the video. Karen, why don't you start us off by explaining the importance of holding buyer appreciation events?
All right. Thanks, Michelle. I am so happy to be here. And I think it's important to have client appreciation events because relationships are key in anything in life. And so, why not connect with your past clients? Because it's the easiest, most economical, and fun way to promote your business. Plus, you're getting to know your past clients a little bit more, becoming friends with them, and developing trust. You're also able to show gratitude. And gratitude is great that we should appreciate every day. So, speaking of gratitude, I was in Grand Marais, Minnesota just yesterday, and here is the sunrise that we captured over Lake Superior. So I hope each one of you are finding something to be grateful about today, even if it's just that you were able to get up today. So let's learn more about client appreciation events. And if you wouldn't mind, if you are watching, put in where you are from or where you're watching from. I'd love to see who is participating and where you're from so we can connect. But a few items to ponder before we start in. With business appreciation or client appreciation events, consistency is key. We have found over the years that when we offer a manicure pedicure event, our clients get used to that and then they have something to look forward to. They'll tell their friends about it, and just knowing that that event is coming up creates excitement, and it also makes it easier for us because we're not having to recreate the wheel or spontaneously plan an event. And you might be asking yourself, how do I do something worthwhile that people would want to come to? What do you like to do? You could do any sort of event. We have hosted the premiere of Frozen and other movies. So if you have young kids and they like that, how easy to transform into something that other people's kids would also like and connect with those fellow parents. And how many people should you invite? That really depends upon the event. I say go big or go home. Why put all of this effort into something only for 2 to 5 people? So for a movie theater event, cap it out and know that many times people do cancel last minute. I will also tell you about some other events today and give you a guideline for how many people those could cater towards. So, speaking of our first event that we've had great success with is a manicure pedicure past client appreciation. And given COVID, that has been a wonderful event to host because it makes everyone feel comfortable. There's not as much touching or interaction, and there's space between the chairs for manicure pedicure, so people feel good. Clients could choose between a manicure or a pedicure, and we negotiated with the salon for certain pricing on both to keep it simple. And you can see some of the events. We had a sold out manicure pedicure event each time we've hosted one. We also overbuy in the food that's required. Why? Because we would rather have extra food to give to clients and have them take home rather than run out. We also make it a special event by having Prosecco or alcoholic beverages, but also non alcoholic beverages so that you can personally give them a glass of wine or sparkling water for them to enjoy while they're getting their nails done or while they're getting their toes pretty. So, also, this other photo shows that we've had partners either in lending, title, inspections who attend the event as well. It makes it more social. Also, there's more people to help with the event, and it just creates a warm, welcoming reception for when people come in. They also give us the opportunity to give away swag bags. So when someone comes, they get a beverage, something to eat, manicure or pedicure, and when they're leaving, they get branded merchandise to take home with them. And we try to make it so that it fits with the theme of the event. So in this case, we had a nail file, we had other sort of chocolates, pampering bag, and then our business cards were in there. So that was really fun.
Nice. Love it. What are some key tips for a successful event?
Well, especially with a manicure pedicure, but with any event, if you can have a sign-in sheet, we found that very helpful in many ways. I've been selling for a number of years, and I usually remember everyone's name, but that sign-in sheet has saved me maybe once or twice. The sign-in sheet, yeah, and it's also helpful so that after the event, you can write thank you notes and you have a track of who attended. After each event, we usually get together with our partners, whoever helped sponsor it, and then we write personalized notes. So if you help that client with the lender, maybe the lender could write the note and you just add something to it and sign it. So you're both sending a warm card to that client who attended, along with our business cards. So of course they can refer if they so choose to in the future. But I think that that art of writing handwritten notes is really taken for granted. And especially as the market is shifting across the country, getting back to some of the basics is key. So take time to make sure that you write follow-up thank yous, even if it's just a text, but some sort of follow-up after each event. For
Smart.
for the manicure and pedicure, we also asked the salon if they could try to not upsell our clients. If the clients wanted, say, gel polish or something additional, fantastic. But the first year that we hosted the event, the technicians are used to upselling, so they would tell them, you don't need this pedicure, you should get this one, which is more expensive. That also created a little bit more of a challenge of, are we for this increase? And we did try to tell them any add-ons would be for them to pay for, but again, it just made it a little more awkward. So
Yeah.
we switched to, let's instead, when they come in, we give them a gift card that they could use at the salon. That would pay for the manicure or the pedicure, but any add-ons would be up to them. And then that way, when they're checking out, we don't have to be there. They're just paying for their extra. And then there's, it helps with that. There's no confusion at the end, because our first time that we did the manicure pedicure event, I think we paid for a few manicure pedicures that were not our clients even. And that, that goes to our last tip. See if the salon can shut down the entire salon just for your crew. So our company doesn't usually have just a one realtor event. There's 5 realtors, so we will have a team event. So it's just not my clients. It might be Hannah's or Chris's, who are also coming for a manicure pedicure. So I might not have known who is paying for who. But this way, by giving the gift cards, you know exactly who is. And then it makes the client feel more like a VIP. The entire salon was shut down just for my clients, or at least they feel that way.
Yeah.
And
That's
then if
special
you can,
treatment.
it is. And if you can have at least 2 tables, one for the food, and then maybe have the beverages underneath so you can hand those out, but also have a table for a nonprofit, for the sign-in sheet. You always want a little bit of extra space. And so that was helpful too.
Love it. What other events have you held that were well received and also easy to offer?
Sure. I have a few other ideas, and I'm going to share some of those today. But if anyone would want more information on like a movie theater, or we would do also host a picnic in the park, we'd be happy to share more information about that. But feel free to comment below and add if there's any events that you've had great success with so that we can share across the country here. But another event that I have just loved was our We're Thankful for You client appreciation event, which is coming up. It's always the day before Thanksgiving. And what we do is we allow people to choose a pie, either apple, pecan, or pumpkin, and they can stop by and pick up their pie between 2 and 7 p.m. So the key here is to have a set time, because you don't want people showing up at 9 at night or saying, whoopsie, I couldn't make it. So we say that if any pies that are not picked up by 7 p.m. would be donated to our local food shelf. That we find really helpful. And that's another event that makes social distancing easy. We office out of our homes, so we would put the pies out on our front porch. They're all labeled with the client's last name. So if we're not home, they can come up, see their pie, grab it, and move on. But we try to make it an experience for them. My husband roasts his own coffee beans. So many times we'll have coffee ready for people. Would you like a cup?
Cute.
And yeah, we can sit outside, and we live in a prairie area, but yet it's still close to the cities. So people can relax, have a cup of joe, grab their pie, and then go. We also try to set up the front porch just like you could if you had an office, with decorations, our banner, and such, so it looks professional, but also fall and harvesty. Our vendors have created swag bags for that event as well, giving away coffee cups, candy, fun things like that, even sometimes little trinkets and toys, so that if the parents are coming to pick up the pies with their children, there's something for the kids too. Because there is a saying, happy wife, happy life. I think if you make the kids happy, the parents are happy, and they'll remember you too.
Totally. Oh, we have someone that actually dropped in there. Christine Perry says, I do a July potluck picnic where I provide the main dishes and beverages and ask people to bring sides and desserts. My husband and I perform music, and we have yard games available like horseshoes. And she also says, I rent a pavilion at our local park, which is $75. So very cool. Thank you for sharing, Christine.
Yes, thank you for sharing. And we do something similar. For our 25th anniversary, we hosted a picnic in the park. We're close to Stillwater, Minnesota, and they have trolley rides. So we hired a trolley to give half-an-hour tours and set up a tour every half an hour to go out. So clients could sign up for the tour. We also had food. We had Carriage Realty cookies. Two of our associates are also musicians, so their band played. This year, which will be our 30th anniversary, we are not having our team members play, because we also found that that takes them away from engaging with the past clients. But so then we'll hire local musicians, which again brings in more of the community, and they'll share more about your event because they're playing at the event. So I love the picnics, and it's a relaxed, easygoing time. So thanks for sharing that, because we love that event too.
I just want to back up, and I want to go back to the pies, because that's what I'm still thinking about here. So when you started doing the pie giveaway, like how did your team choose a bakery? Like what was that process like?
That was really fun. And I would share that that could be an awesome team building event, because we love food. So we chose 5 bakeries in the area, and then we had one person get 3 different pies from each one: apple, pecan, and pumpkin. Then we had them all separated, so we didn't know which bakery was associated with which pie, and we taste tested them all. And it was really interesting, because it was unanimous which one we wanted for the apple,
Really?
pecan, and pumpkin. Yes.
Huh.
So that was
Wow.
really fun. And if you're going to give away something, I say don't be cheap and go with the cheapest pie. If the pie tastes like cardboard, and it's thanks for the pie. So
Right.
we went with the pies that made us want to finish the rest of the sample. Um, and our pies are so good that our clients ask us, where did you get that pie?
Mm.
So that's fantastic feedback. We want that when people bring that pie to their family event, they'll be impressed with that because that's the level of service that we also provide in our real estate business.
I
But
love
we
that.
also too, we negotiated with the bakeries that one will create a label and it says states our business on it, Carriage Realty, so that when clients are bringing the pie to their family members, it's branding and it's showing who gave them the pie, how sweet of their realtor to give them that pie. But also
Mhm.
another one has special boxes that are just made for us. Um, and then we just want to make sure that the box is not dark in color because we did that before. And then it's hard to see the client's last name on the pie when you're picking up the
Mm.
pies.
Yeah. Well, lesson learned.
Exactly. And you also want to make sure that you buy a few extra because
Mm.
inevitably people think that they RSVP'd and they didn't. Or
Whoops.
if human error comes in and maybe we didn't add up the pies right. So we always have a few extra pies, and that's for any errors, but it's nice when the event is done that you can give away some extra pies, which that goes to something new that we're trying this year. We've added to it, it's a section called Carriage Cares, and you could do this with your business too. That do you know of anyone who's struggling or could use a little special cheer this year? Give us their name and number, and we'll give them a call and see if they'd like a free pie. So
Love
then
it.
we're doing the work to reach out to the person. We're spreading love, getting back to that grateful or gratitude. Let's show it in everything that we do. I personally think that the real estate industry has been blessed by phenomenal years, many years in a row now. We should be able to give back. And even as the market possibly turns, if we have more foreclosures, that's the time where people really need a hug, and giving away pies or being thankful is even more important.
Yeah, and I do want to chime in too. If you go back and watch Karen's Real Talk from this summer, I think, was it June? I don't remember offhand. It was June or July, I think. If you
Mhm.
go back in time and watch that, Karen did a little show and tell of some of our reback marketing materials that you can actually order and customize. And some of those options are thank you notes. And then there's also some other, we call them closing leave behinds, and I think the member center. And those are available to purchase in the print shop, customize them, and you can, you know, tell your clients, thank you for coming by my client appreciation event. Or we also have like a happy house anniversary, that you can make a note of and send your client on the anniversary of their, closing. So I think, yeah, I'm all about the handwritten thank you note. And I think we made it easy for you. You can just order them from the print shop and customize them with your contact information as well. It's perfect.
I love those, Michelle, because when you customize them, even the back of the card can have your photo and whatever you want on the back. But so if their card is on their counter and it's upside down, they're still seeing you. But I
Great.
have had clients take photos of those cute cards, post
Really?
it socially, and say, "My realtor's the best. Even remembered my
Aw.
anniversary." So um,
Aw, cute.
yeah, now is a good time to plan events for 2023. And since it's our 30th anniversary next year, we will be having at least one event per quarter. If you plan it out and reuse the same invites, like, for example, the Grateful for You pie event, we just have to make sure that we added the Carriage Cares section this year. We send it out via MailChimp. You can use Constant Contact. It's free. And if you have sponsors, again, check into your local guidelines to make sure you're following RESPA and other, but if you're paying for your portion of that as well, it doesn't have to be really expensive. And it really impacts your clients that you're thinking about them in ways that you're just not asking for that referral.
Right.
I do think it's really important too, when you send out that email, you're also calling them. Realtors should be calling their past clients, but many times we get shy, which makes me laugh because I don't think most realtors are shy. But we get shy and we don't want to be calling them. But this gives you a good reason. Hey, did you get our newsletter or our email about the pie event? And
Mhm.
yes, I did, or no, I didn't. But then you can, how's Johnny doing? How's your dog? How's your cat? Connect with them. And that's a way that you can have that open conversation and say, hey, remember me, without just doing a cold call.
Right.
Also, sometimes MailChimp or Constant Contact can go into people's junk mail. So this is a way
Mm.
for them to go back, find it, mark it not as junk, so that when you're sending out your quarterly, if not monthly newsletters, they're seeing it. And so you're training your clients to look for that newsletter because there's goodies in it.
Love it. Okay, so one more question. What if, and I know you're on a small team, but what if you're one of two or maybe even one of one, and you're really overwhelmed at the thought of kind of just kicking these off, getting started? Like, what would you recommend to those people who are maybe a little bit unsure of getting started with these?
Sure. I always say start small. I know I said go big or go home, but if you start small and then you can invite the people so you can control, I only have a budget to give away so many pies because our pies, I believe they cost about $28 to $30 each. We even offer a gluten-free, so that can add to it
Nice.
as well. So if you are giving away 10 pies, you can see how that can add up quickly. But if you have the sponsors, that can bring down the price too. You can negotiate sometimes pricing with the bakeries as well. I know our bakeries love that they're now calling us, asking us for our orders because our orders are so large, which is
Yeah.
fun. We like to promote them and we use them throughout the year too. Um, you can also, I think, partnering with your office makes it seem, even if you are one agent with 40 other agents or with a larger brokerage, you can break it down and make it more personal by just doing it yourself or partnering with one or two agents in your office. So make use of who you are. If you're with a small independent, showcase that small family owned. If you're with a larger one, show the power of your larger brokerage and have the pie pickup be at your office so that they can come in. Remember, some of our realtors even drive the pies to those who are homebound or that they just know maybe they have 6 kids and they're too busy. So think about what you're doing if you were able to drive them a pie or two, or if you used to work at, I used to work at this Target or something, and I brought their office a few extra pies on that Wednesday. How fun would that be?
Yeah, that's really
So
nice.
get creative. And I have had some realtors ask, how much should I be spending on my marketing and advertising? And I used to work in SBA loans or Small Business Administration. Almost every community has an SBDC, Small Business Development Center, and they can help you with the averages that if your sales are this, your marketing and advertising should be a certain percentage of that. So make sure that as your sales are coming in, are you reinvesting in yourself or in your community? So that is really good to Don't just take for granted that your sales are coming. Reinvest in yourself.
Yeah. And always be reassessing. I love that.
Yes. And there's other ways that you could do if you thought, boy, maybe I don't want to sponsor an event all by myself. You could sponsor an existing community event. Maybe it's a fundraiser. And so you invite your clients to join you at that. So you pay for their participation or you buy them a beverage at that. We even had a Carriage cribbage party so we're targeting different markets from manicure, pedicure, which we had men and women attending, but it's not just one gender or the other. Yet the cribbage tournament also targeted a certain market. So it was really fun to see the different people who would come out and they would want to bring their friends. So watch out for that too. What we found is let them come, because even if you pay for a manicure, pedicure, or a cribbage tournament play for someone who's not a past client, it's growing your book of business.
Totally. They still have to sign in. You
They
still
do.
get their information.
They do. And I can almost guarantee you that their realtor is not inviting them to an event like that. And it's the friendship. So when it is a cribbage tournament, I usually do not play. And it has nothing to do with my poor cribbage skills. It has everything to do with I want to walk around and socialize with everyone. And usually with that, we have food. Sometimes we host that at a brewery because it's a larger space. We don't have a brick and mortar, so it's easy for me to say we don't host it at one. But I also find that people are more relaxed. They don't think they're going to be sold to if they're not coming to my place of business. So think about that when you're thinking about hosting events.
Very smart. Love it.
I also have some other tips for any event that has a certain date, like a cribbage tournament, a manicure, pedicure, or the pie giveaway. We try to promote 6 weeks in advance, which seems like a long time, but people sometimes will see the email or the invite and then they'll think about it. Then we send out a reminder invite, and then we'll even make those phone calls. So you want to have time to be able to do the soft, warm touch too. And MailChimp, again, we love that, but make it worth their time. If the pie isn't awesome, they're not going to drive 10 miles to pick up the pie. And we have people come back year after year for our pies. So yay.
I love it.
And then capture the event. Michelle showed just 2 photos. I must admit, that's an area that we have to work on. But we have either hired professional photographers to capture the joy and then reshare those photos, or you could hire a high school student, one who is really interested in photography. You're helping the student, but also that student's friends and family will probably want to see what real estate company they're working for, and they'll share on social media, look what my son did or my daughter did. So you're helping out in the community, but you're also sharing your company's image and care for the community on a broader aspect.
Totally. I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And then we've even had the local high school students. Stillwater has a fantastic video production department, and they've put together videos for us. So check into that with your local high school. And don't forget about having your family help out, even if it's young kids, your parents, or your siblings, cousins, because when you have an event like a picnic in the park, having someone who can help with sign in or help with organizing the trolley rides so you don't have to. Yes, you should help with setup and take down, but you can also have your partners be assisting with that too. You want to be able to talk to your clients. You're not supposed to be the person who is running everything.
Smart. Yeah, makes total sense to me.
Yes. We have had, our daughter was a face painter at an event. You also need people to help with food cleanup. And I live in Minnesota, the home of the Gophers. I think you need a few Gophers at every event. Go for this.
Really?
Go for that. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, are you serious?
Not the real ones, just the
Okay,
ones who
good.
will go for you. So get
Got
those
it.
gophers to help you. But again, neighbors and friends and family, and then make sure you treat them well. So our vendors all got a manicure pedicure too. And I didn't have that come out. They were not paying for that. We did. So that's a kind gesture. They work hard too. And the one of the last things I want to highlight is in the last few years, we've tried to highlight different nonprofits within the community that we are passionate about. So I love dogs or animals. Rescue organizations are just really near and dear to my heart. So at our manicure pedicure event, we may have someone who has information about their upcoming fundraiser, their nonprofit. At our picnic in the park, we will have the rescue organization bring adoptable puppies and have information about their rescue. We might say donations, we will match up to a certain amount, or a drawing to be held that you get to go to their fundraiser. So the nonprofit gets to share information about their nonprofit with more people, and more people also hopefully get to adopt a puppy, like I hope to soon.
Yeah, love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds so nice. As we're kind of wrapping up here, I just want to remind everyone that we are live. So if you have any questions or wanted to share your own experiences with holding a client appreciation event, feel free to comment. And I think, yeah, I think we mostly summed it up. I think it's been very helpful to hear from Karen and her successes so far. So I just wanted to thank you, Karen, and thank you to everyone for joining us. We hope you're feeling especially inspired and ready to hold your own client appreciation events. Please join us next month on November 17th with Lynn Madison, and we will see everybody next time. Bye.
Thank you.